let them know. The good vibes just begin.
Yeah.
So whether reggae or calypso, my music is message galore. And I must let you know, I will open the door. But from now every song is a positive.
Tell them, bro.
Tell them, let them know. The King Man continue to grow. Hey, yeah.
And as the young folks say, is that.
Oh yeah. Praise the Lord.
It's a new day. This is the day that the Lord has made, ain't it? Let's rejoice.
Once my soul was lost, I didn't know the cost of my transgressions. My sins was heavy load, almost pulled me overboard. I had no vision, no sense of direction. I thought I lost the key.
How are you, my peeps? How are you?
My name now I'm saved.
How are we doing?
No need to frown.
Everything all right?
With my talent, I must be deep.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to the world.
By his name. So when you hear this,
It's no longer realistic to say good morning, Grenada. Good morning to the world.
above I am bringing.
Because the world is now this global village, and so glad that we're the head of the village.
My brothers and my sisters.
As it relates
So let us
to all your media needs, yeah?
from the about. We will sing the sweet refrain.
What a way to start your day, huh?
Tell them, let them know.
The King Man is on the road again.
Knocking on heaven's door. Satan will
You know, I was having a conversation with a Jamu yesterday, man.
now my eyes are
And I'm certain you heard me say that before. That he is really my catalyst for change, eh?
backslide. I said no. When the heavenly road,
Yeah.
they may miss in a
He's on a mission,
them, let them know.
and I will be part of this mission.
I don't
I know the devil and like to hear that, so you try all kind of tricks, all kind of, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He start already. But guess what? He lose again. He failed again. So many times. And he's like a bad rash, you know. He keeps coming back. No matter what you do, he doesn't give up. But that is when you know that you've got purpose to your life. When he keeps coming, there's something that he wants to deter.
Jesus knew.
He wants to prevent something big, something huge, something massive from happening. Don't allow him to. Get to understand him. Yeah, he keeps coming and coming and coming, but guess what? He lost again. Good morning, good morning. It's 27 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. I hope you had a wonderful night. I had a wonderful night. I had a blast. I slept like a baby in the brand new Pampers. That's warm. Oh, that song. Yeah. I hope you're up and you're ready facing the challenges of this new day. Life is a challenge, and don't expect anything less. The challenges make the purpose. Yeah. You know, sometimes I wonder, what would life be without the challenges? It would be one boring thing, yeah? Yeah, it would be really, really boring. Nothing to overcome, nothing to look back to and say that, you know, to say I've been through this. What kind of life is this? Who does that? Who lives this life? I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, you know, just yesterday afternoon, that everybody's got challenges in life. It's just different challenges. All right? You have financial problems, fine. There are people with money that have health problems. You have good health and you have money, bet your life you have marital problems or some problems with your children or something. Everybody, there's nothing as a peaceful life except you live a, you know, and even the Christians, I'm not talking about the churchgoers, right? The real Christians, they have problems in their lives too. So it shows that life is supposed to be a challenge. But the inclusion of the great I am makes it so much easier and so much more meaningful. When you know that there is someone you can go to fight your battles for you, As my good friend Fupi would say, Suki Suki. Good morning, Foops. How are you doing? All right, 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let's get into the meat of the matter this morning. It's time for the program. What's happening this morning? Okay, we have the word of the day, and the word of the day is it's a Frenchy word. Yeah, the way it's pronounced, it has a romantic tone to it. It's savant. Yes, savant. S-A-V-A-N-T. It's a noun. And savant is a formal word that refers to a learned person, especially someone with detailed knowledge about a particular subject. The word is also used to refer to a person affected with a developmental disorder who exhibits exceptional skill or brilliance in a particular subject or field. Here's how we can use that word. His sister is a computer savant who, so he knows he can call her whenever he has technical issues. Yeah. Call her. So savant, S-A-V-A-N-T, a formal word that refers to a learned person, especially someone with detailed knowledge about a particular subject. The word is also used to refer to a person affected with a developmental disorder who exhibits exceptional skill or brilliance in a particular subject or field. His sister is a computer savant who, so he knows he can call her whenever he has technical issues. Write it down, jot it down, learn to spell it, learn to pronounce it, and most importantly, learn how to use it in a sentence. I want to say good morning to my good friend Festus and family out there in our Pretut. How are you doing, man? Whenever he sees me, I always say, what is the word of the day? Good morning to you and your family, man. Your beautiful daughters. I always call that one ugly when I see her. Morning, you're getting ready for school, all right? Make sure you have a productive day on the school day today. Why I'm saying JOB? It's not, you're not working. Well, it's like a day's work, but have a good day, man. All right, the thought for the day. And it's coming from my, one of my mentors, Nelson Mandela. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. Yeah, that's a big one. That's deep. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we led. Nice. 22 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. Of course, we're into the celebratory mode, getting closer. The journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future. Yeah, 7th of February. Who says the Oil Dung Fest inside of, how they call it again, boy? Oh my goodness, look, I'm getting old, man. Huh. I'm having memory issues. Wow. The past year in St. Paul's there, what's it? Any case, you know what we're talking about, all right? Good Hope, yeah, Good Hope is what we're talking about. Yeah, the Oil Dung Fest there. But folks, most importantly, it's coming up this Saturday the 4th, 473 Colors Boat Ride on Rum Runner 2. All right, it's happening this Saturday. Music by Hot DJs, Hot 98 DJs, and featured guest DJs, powered by Papi Sound System. Tickets, $65 with barbecue included. Yeah. I wonder if mommy go let me go on that one, boy. Mommy, I could go. Okay, quickly, what's buzzing this morning? Need for adequate court facilities. And that is something that we will be talking about this morning. The need for adequate court facilities is again snagging the spotlight. Two attorneys are urging the authorities to address the issue with urgency so that justice can prevail. Taking into consideration justice delayed is justice denied, all right? Another buzzing topic, the NDC administration is still hoping that the developers of the Kimpton Kawana Bay Hotel project will be willing to sit at the negotiation table with it to figure out how they can resume the mega project nestled in the corner of the Grandlands Beach. Very important project, you know, as my friend in the Cocoa in Paradise would like to hear me say, it peeves me when I drive through that area and see what a lovely sight and, you know, what could be a very, 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 very beautiful building. So let's see how best we can deal with that. And another important thing buzzing this morning, more than 40 representatives from private sector businesses in Trinidad and Tobago, they are here in Grenada for 3 days as part of a trade mission. The aim is to strengthen the export and import relationship between both countries while creating more opportunities for investment. That sounds good. That sounds nice. I like to hear that. Yeah, come and teach us how all you're making the red mango so that we don't send down our red mango to you all. Send down our green mangoes, nice, delicious, sweet mangoes, and all. You take it and add little things and send it back up to us as red and yellow mango. Come and teach us how to do it. Yeah. All right, the cleanup and beautification drive, all in the lead up to Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence. Yeah, the various communities, groups and individuals in the various communities, they are teaming up. I remembered early in the game, I said that I'm seeing and I'm feeling a new passion, a new drive for community collaboration in, you know, in the progress of the various communities, and that is exhibited as we see, for example, in Beaton. I understand they started a wonderful cleanup campaign last Sunday, and it continues this Sunday. Nakita say you're having a real nice oil down. Nakita, I know, but I might be able to pass. All right, so folks, that's where we got to wrap it up. We've got to take that break as we head into the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather. Courtney Yvonne says, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Courtney Yvonne, or Yvonne Courtney. Sylvina Charles, good morning, Innocent. Well spoken. Thank you very much. And good morning to you too. Mary Ebank says, good morning. Good morning, Mary. Folks, our WhatsApp platform is back up, so you can communicate with us there again. And thanks to our technical team. Yeah, good morning. I would like to send birthday greetings to Kiona Boris. She is 10 years old today. Kiona, Kiona. Happy 10th birthday to you. May God bless and keep you safely in his hands. Greetings are from your mom, Roxanne, and your dad, Vaughn, and the entire home circle. Happy birthday to Kiona. Yeah, good, nice. So, folks, we've got to break it off here. We've got to head to the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather, and that will be followed by the conversation this morning. So quickly, the word for the day, savant, and it is a formal word that refers to a learned person, especially someone with detailed knowledge about a particular subject. The word is also used to refer to a person affected with a developmental disorder who exhibits exceptional skill or brilliance in a particular subject. And the thought of the day, what counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we led. That's it, folks. We've got to take that break. See you on the flip side. Bye-bye.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads. Thanks for joining us. The NDC administration is still hoping that the developers of the Kimpton Kawanabie Hotel project will be willing to sit at the negotiation table with it to figure out how they can resume the mega project nestled in the corner of the Grandin Beach. Rena Thomas has this update.
It has been 2 years since operations have been placed on halt on the Kimpton Kawanabie project, which was due to open in 2021 and operated by one of the world's leading hotel and boutique operators, Kimpton Hotels and Restaurant. While no one knows what truly transpired between former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and his former friend and investor of the project, Mr. Warren Newfield, what we do know is that in 2022, the developers filed a complaint with the International Center for the Settlement of Investment, which is an arm of the World Bank devoted to resolving international investment disputes against sovereign states. The arbitration filed claimed that the then NMP government had solely imposed a limitation on the use of CBI funds for the construction cost of the hotel. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said his government remains resolute in its quest to proceed with the multi-million-dollar Kimpton Kawanabie project. However, the developers behind the Kimpton Kawanabie Hotel project said the damage is already done. According to a release issued by Truby Development, the company behind the Kawanabie Resort project noted government's intention to negotiate with a view to seeing the Kawanabie Hotel development completed. Unfortunately, the extensive damage to the project caused by the action of the former government administration in Grenada has severely complicated and handicapped the efforts towards settlement. The statement further reads in part, and I quote, "We welcome the Prime Minister's statement and remain open to the possibility of an amicable settlement in the interest of all stakeholders. That said, we continue to take prudent steps to move the arbitration process forward as effectively as the circumstances permit. We are cognizant that in the ordinary course, the international arbitration processing may span into 2024. However, we maintain a cautiously optimistic outlook that 2023 may bring a positive and final outcome." End of quote. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell says that a subcommittee has been developed to deal with the issue.
Cabinet appointed a subcommittee of persons led by Richard Duncan to look into how we can find a way to resolve this matter. There's been several rounds of discussions on a without prejudice basis with the developer and with would-be interested third parties to see whether we can come to a deal that allows for the continued completion of the site and for it to become a up and running and open hotel. Those discussions are ongoing. The government, for its part, is prepared to do everything that we can within our fiscal space to get this project completed. Thank you.
The Prime Minister said his government aims to settle the matter out of the court system so that the project can be completed and the country can benefit from it.
Our preferred policy and approach would be to have this matter settled. We don't think it's in the interest of Grenada to have the hotel standing there incomplete, given the advanced stage of construction on what is perhaps the most spectacular view on Grandin Beach. And obviously it's an eyesore in the current state. You drive through the middle of it. It's located on prime property. So we think it's in our interest to have the hotel completed. It was being constructed in the main by a local contractor with over 200 Grenadians working on the site. So as much as possible, we want to get back to a position where the construction resumes and the hotel is completed.
For GBN News, I am Rena Thomas reporting.
Well, the need for adequate court facilities is again snagging the spotlight. Two attorneys are urging the authorities to address the issue with urgency so that justice can prevail. Nisha Paul attended Judiciary Matters today and has this brief.
If the trial is to continue in the stadium, there is need for some reconfiguration of the stadium to accommodate the trial of 6 accused. The space is there, of course there is adequate space, but one of the primary issues, as defense counsel have raised, is the layout of the present court. that sits in the stadium. So we expect if there is no resolution before then, or a certain course of action taken in relation to the accused and the prosecution's case, then if the matter is going to trial, the stadium will be properly configured to accommodate the trial.
Attorney Ferguson noted that for accused persons to get a fair trial, there must be appropriate facilities.
What is referred to as the Saigon murder trial involving 6 accused was slated to for today, in fact since last week, but it has been adjourned. 4 of the accused are on remand pending trial, 2 are on bail, and the matter has been adjourned to June 5th. 2023.
He was speaking against the backdrop of the 5-year-old Kendall Smith murder case. Smith reportedly died as a result of hypovolemic shock and polytrauma after receiving several chop wounds around his body. The murder-accused men, Alpheus Thomas, Chevon Thomas, Ronnie Thomas, Micah Stephen, Robert Stephen, and Tyrell Stephen were represented by different attorneys. Jury selection and the trial was slated for today before Madam Justice Victoria Charles Clark at the St. George's No. 2 High Court and was once again deferred to another date in June. Attorney Jerry Edwin says there is need for further discussion to smooth out the issue.
That matter has been put over so that the parties can continue to discuss a way to resolve this matter. We are in discussion. That is, we, the defense counsels, are in discussion with the Director of Public Prosecution.
All right, that report there by Nisha Paul. Alan Thomas has pleaded guilty to the offense of manslaughter in connection with the 2020 stabbing death of Angus Blesdale, also known as Snackit. Represented by attorney Jerry Edwin, the Teabaid resident who goes by the alias Cabbage appeared before Madam Justice Victoria Charles Clark at the St. George's No. 2 High Court on Tuesday.
Prosecutor lowered the charge from murder to manslaughter. I conferred with Mr. Thomas, my client, and we've agreed to accept a guilty plea. The court, as Justice Charles Clark did this morning, requested a social inquiry report. Now, the court does not know the defendant. Only the community does, his family or her family. And so the probation officers will go out into the community, find out who the defendant is. And this is why it's so important to keep a good reputation.
The now convicted man found himself on the wrong side of the law after reportedly inflicting a stab wound to the body of the now deceased man during an altercation at a village shop. Snackit reportedly died some hours after the violent altercation occurred. Thomas, who is no stranger to the court, is currently on remand at His Majesty's prisons. He's scheduled for sentencing on February 24. Meanwhile, attorney Jerry Edwin is also providing legal counsel for Michael McQueen, who is on trial for non-capital murder in connection with another 5-year-old incident involving a senior citizen.
That murder occurred in Belmont in 2018, and it has finally come to trial. We have impaneled the jury, and the case will be heard by those 12 good men and women tomorrow in court number 2 on Yonge Street.
Attorney Edwin says the prosecution has a list of 8 witnesses to give evidence in the matter against McQueen and speaks of plans to call witnesses of his own as the trial gets underway.
Well, we know now there are 2 doctors, 3 civilian witnesses, and 2 police officers who will testify for the Crown. We, of course, are taking the position based on our instructions that Mr. McQueen did not commit this offense. We will have 2 witnesses, as well as Mr. McQueen himself in this case.
Other news, a batch of youth parliamentarians had their day in the House of Representatives for the first youth parliament for 2023. Christina John tuned into the debate and has this report.
The young debaters' topic was, be it resolved that the CBI program, as regulated by the CBI Act of 2013, is a viable means for the government to increase revenue. Be it further resolved that the revenue generated through the CBI program be targeted to specific sectors. Here are some of the highlights raised by members supporting the benefits of the Citizenship by Investment program.
The 2 motions in the resolution can be summed up to: CBI is a viable, sustainable route to achieve economic prosperity. Economic prosperity alludes to economic growth, which is an increase in revenue. Economic sustainability will refer to the durability and the security of this program. Economic development which will be achieved by the revenue being targeted and reinvested into specific sectors. As regards to the government's increase in revenue, the CBI program is not a newcomer. Mr. Speaker, even if you did a little 10-minute research, you can see this from the year 2014 to present day, Mr. Speaker. The Ministry of Finance has recorded a consistent increase in revenue generated from the CBI program. Less than 55 million EC in 2014 to over 200 million EC in 2022 or 2023.
The CBI program generates valuable income for our economy, and in order for it to be properly utilized, we must target it to specific sectors. Mr. Speaker, it is undeniable that our environment is vital for economic development. And as a Minister for Climate Resilience, Environmental and Renewable Energy, Social and Community Development, Gender Affairs and Housing, I would like to recommend an integrated method in order to develop our communities that does not encroach on our valuable environment.
Making it an attractive option. Mr. Speaker, the CBI program has been an easy source of revenue in our island states that leads to economic development and plays a critical role in encouraging foreign investment in our country. Mr. Speaker, could you imagine that the island of Spice have the 33rd strongest passport in the world? Mr. Speaker, to you, I will explain to the learned members on the other side on the resolution brought before the House.
On the contrary, members of the opposing side had a different outlook.
Some politicians who accept this bargain and learn from it. However, there are some who create resolutions to try and hide from it. Hence, we are here today. Ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, we are here today to discuss an issue of great importance to Grenada. The National Transformation Fund is of vital importance to Grenada. It is a serious and incredible source of funding that is not undeniable. However, my honourable members on the other side think that it is a viable source, the CBI, to increase the revenue in Grenada. Now, Mr. Speaker, why is it that I'm including the National Transformation Fund along with the CBI? Because they are linked. All the revenue generated from the Citizenship by Investment program, governed by the Act of 2013, of course, goes directly towards the National Transformation Fund.
Mr. Speaker, the CBI program, as regulated by the CBI Act of 2013, is not the viable means for government to obtain revenue. In fact, Mr. Speaker, 2 things happened when I read the CBI Act of 2013. 1, my blood pressure rose, and 2, I'd say a lot of mercy. Mr. Speaker, as my colleague had so righteously given a definition of viable for the purpose of further edification, a synonym for viable is suitable, which, Mr. Speaker, I argue today that the CBI program, as regulated by the CBI Act of 2013, is everything but.
I believe that it is in the best interest of this country that emphasis be placed on assisting and rehabilitating these individuals. I mean, the food hampers and so on around Christmas times is nice. However, I believe that initiatives ought to be more intentional and geared specifically towards addressing this issue.
At the end of the debate, the top 3 debaters were recognized. Third was Ishmael Lett, second, Karina Blash, and top debater was Abigail Ellis. A number of government officials were present as a show of support to those young aspiring parliamentarians. Christina John, GBN News.
Rebecca Television Center, more than 40 representatives from private sector businesses in Trinidad and Tobago are in Grenada for 3 days as part of a trade mission here. The aim is to strengthen the export and import relationship between the two countries and create more opportunities for investment. Unipet Thomas reports.
Tuesday marks the first day of a 3-day trade mission that will see over 80 private sector business representatives from both Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago. The mission is a collaborative effort by the government of Grenada and the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association. According to the CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, Ramesh Ramdeen, the association came to be after Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell extended an invitation to them last December.
We brought the Prime Minister of Grenada to speak at our President's dinner last year, and there we had some very good exchanges. And he invited the Minister of Trade, my President, myself, to bring a delegation. And I must say it's the largest trade delegation we have ever had since I'm working with the TTMA over 15 years now. So it tells me that there's significant interest from the business community in Trinidad and Tobago to come here in Grenada to see what opportunities exist, because the Prime Minister spoke very highly of potential in construction, in partnering in the printing and packaging, food and beverage, sourcing raw material, buying items, selling items. So, he really sold this opportunity here in Grenada, and we're here to see what happens.
Minister for Trade and Industry in Trinidad and Tobago, Paula Gopiskun, will join the delegates on Wednesday alongside other ministry officials from the neighboring country. The CEO outlined the aim of the trade mission and how it will benefit businesses from both countries.
Main objective is to solidify some trading relationship that already exists, but explore opportunities. As I said, we have people coming to look at investment opportunities and capabilities, and we have people looking at sourcing items to add value to input. Trinidad and Tobago has a large food and beverage sector, for example, and we import over $6 billion worth of goods, food items, into Trinidad and Tobago. There's no reason why some of those items can't be sourced from Grenada to come into Trinidad and Tobago, either as primary products for consumption or for agro-processing and re-exporting to other countries. And of course, we have manufacturers who are looking to export and further their export opportunities into the Grenadian market as well.
President of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Kenny John, says that both countries already have an established trade relationship, so why not explore ways to strengthen and develop it? He says all we have to do is raise the bar and work around the barriers.
Trade should be facilitated in 2 ways. The benefits, as I said earlier, would simply be making sure that the barriers that exist now, that we can facilitate them in a better way. Yes, so that there's a better ecosystem and an understanding of what are the specific laws that relates to those trade issues. Grenada and Grenadians have to think about what we want to do. Are we going to be a professional society? And that means raising our standards, obviously, and also putting mechanisms in place to have our country get used to producing once more.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pet Thomas reporting.
How much do you know about the Allied Health Council of Grenada? Chair of the council, Dr. Nicole Ford, during Monday's Next Chapter program, gave an overview of the council.
Core function is to govern, to guide, and to regulate all allied health professionals and their practices. Some of the other functions provided are the task that is mandated by the Act, includes assessing and determining applicants for registration and license, enforcing compliance, helping to increase the standards of practice, collaborating with other entities such as the GNTA, which we are doing now, to help persons to become eligible for registrations and license. We want to make sure also that persons are keeping with the standards of practice. In general, what we're looking for is a healthy nation with practitioners that are fully qualified to provide the services for all people.
Dr. Ford says one of the core values of the Council is ensuring the nation is equipped with medical practitioners who are certified in their fields.
The Council is a body corporate pursuant to Section 55, subsection 2 of the Health Practitioners Act, number Cap 132A. And that council is comprised of 7 appointed members by Cabinet, and 4 of which are registered and licensed allied health practitioners, 1 attorney, 1 medical doctor that is registered and licensed also, 1 person to represent the public. And then we have CMO, which is the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Charles, who by virtue of his post is going to be there whether he likes it or not. And then we have 1 secretary that is appointed by Cabinet also.
The primary functions of the Allied Health Council of Grenada are to protect the public, promote and uphold high standards of practice, facilitate continued competency, and maintain public confidence in professionals. Now, members' NIS contributions are expected to increase from February 2023. All this in an effort to save the entity. Minister for Social and Community Development and Housing, Philip Telesford, recently explained the need for this immediate action.
One of the things we would witness, beginning from the 1st of February, is an increase in the rate from the personal contributions would move from 5% to 5.5%. That's by individuals. And by employers, it will move from 6% to 6.5%. This would now enable us to properly fund an unemployment benefit scheme to benefit the population. This move is extremely critical.
The increase in NIS contributions was first announced by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell during the 2023 budget presentation in December last year. The Prime Minister also announced that government will amend the NIS legislation to increase the pension age to 65 by the year 2031 and strengthen its protection for children of deceased insured people. When parents come together to engage in positive activities in the interest of their children, it's not just a teachable moment, but also a fun-filled one. It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
It's very important that parents try to actively participate in their children's development, not just in the home, but at their schools. Tonight's ISO submission features that type of active participation. PTA executive members of the South St. George Government School led the school's assembly as the school launched its PTA Awareness Week. South St. George Government School theme for the week is Stronger Together, Bridging the Gap Between Home and School. Share with us your own ISA moments via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Grenada, it's our 49th independence celebrations. It's not just about reflecting on the past, but charting the way forward for national development, improving lives and livelihoods, and embracing our mission for visible transformation. That time is now, and the vision is for everyone. It's about our civic responsibility. From Saturday 20th January to 5th February, we joined the National Celebrations Committee for cleanup and beautification projects island-wide in the following communities. St. Andrew Southeast, January 28, in front of Marquis Hard Court. St. Andrew Southwest, January 28, Munich Junction and School Gap and Carlton Junction. St. Andrew Northeast, January 28, La Poterie Junction, Tivoli Junction, Moya Junction, and Paradise Junction near Seamoon Roundabout. St. Andrew Northwest, Birch Grove Junction. St. David, January 28th and January 29th. Major junctions include Latant, Pomrose, Malmont, Roucaine, Bellevue, Coles Gap, Corinth, Redgate, Westerhall Point, and Penmata. Town of St. George, January 29th, the alley between Halifax Street and Melville Street. February 5th, behind the bus terminus. St. George Northeast, Willis Playing Field, Willis Medical Station, and Tempe. St. George South, February 4th and February 5th. Carlish Junction to the top of Carlist Hill, Coffee Bow and Stones, Pandy Beach, Mount Hartman and the entrance of Lansapines, Montu, Plainfield and Main Road, Woburn Mangrove and the air.
All right, good morning, 13 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. I hope you made it to work on time this morning. Yeah, and no matter what comes your way today, let it be a positive day for you. Anything that comes up, let it be as a stepping stone. All right, quickly, Catherine Phillips says, good morning, Innocent and my Grenadian people. Good morning, Catherine. Alison Cox Osplin, good morning to everyone from cold Sweden. Wow, that's where you are. Okay, good morning to you. Well, good afternoon. I think that's the time over there now. Veronica Sandy, good morning, Gordon Innocent Joseph. Blessed day to you and everyone. Good morning to you, Veronica. Yoland Sampson Harper, good morning, my people. And Yulin Alexander says, good morning, Gordon. Good morning, everyone else viewing. Happy 49th Independence, Grenada. God blessings on all. Have a wonderful day. Wednesday. Stay blessed. Stay safe, everyone. You too, Yulin. Have yourselves a wonderful day, all of you. All right, so quickly, the word for the day, savant, and the thought of the day. What counts in life is not the mere fact that you have lived. It is what difference you have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life you led. Nice. And it's time for the conversation. Okay, 49 years, that's happening on the 7th of February. I love the theme. The theme for this year, the journey to 50. Reflecting on the past, planning for the future. All right, and don't forget to be a part of the 473 Colors boat ride aboard the Rum Runner 2. It's happening this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. Boarding time 7 p.m. Rep your colors. Tickets $65. You can get them at Chucky's Bar in St. George's, opposite the bus terminus, or on GoToFet website, or any Hot 98 member. All right, it will be a great time, I understand. Okay, so what's buzzing this morning? There is a multiplicity of topics buzzing. There are two that I want to zero in on. The need for adequate court facilities is again snagging the spotlight, with two attorneys urging the authorities to address the issue with urgency so that justice can prevail. I'll put that one second, but the first clip that my television producer will run this morning is very important. The NDC administration is still hoping that the developers of the Kimpton Kawana Bay Hotel project will be willing to sit at the negotiation table with it to figure out how they can resume the mega project nestled in the corner of the Grandans Beach. As soon as my producer is ready, we'll run that clip and then we'll have that conversation. Then we'll come back. I have the other clip as it relates to the court facilities. That is a burning issue. And if we have time, we can also chip in on the TNT trade mission in Grenada. So let's see what happens.
It has been 2 years since operations have been placed on halt on the Kimpton Kawana Bay project, which was due to open in 2021 and operated by one of the world's leading hotel and boutique operators, Kimpton Hotels and Restaurant. While no one knows what truly transpired between former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and his former friend and investor of the project, Mr. Warren Newfield, what we do know is that in 2022, the developers filed a complaint with the International Center for the Settlement of Investment, which is an arm of the World Bank devoted to resolving international investment disputes against sovereign states. The arbitration filed claimed that the then NMP government had solely imposed a limitation on the use of CBI funds for the construction cost of the hotel. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said his government remains resolute in its quest to proceed with the multi-million-dollar Kimpton Kawana Bay project. However, the developers behind the Kimpton Kawana Bay Hotel project said the damage is already done. According to a release issued by Truby Development, the company behind the Kawana Bay Resort project noted government's intention to negotiate with a view to seeing the Kawana Bay Hotel development completed. Unfortunately, the extensive damage to the project caused by the action of the former government administration in Grenada has severely complicated and handicapped the efforts towards settlement. The statement further reads in part, and I quote, "We welcome the Prime Minister's statement and remain open to the possibility of an amicable settlement in the interest of all stakeholders. That said, we continue to take prudent steps to move the arbitration process forward as effectively as the circumstances permit. We are cognizant that in the ordinary course, the international arbitration processing may span into 2024. However, we maintain a cautiously optimistic outlook that 2023 may bring a positive and final outcome." End of quote. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell says that a subcommittee has been developed to deal with the issue.
Cabinet appointed a subcommittee of persons led by Richard Duncan to look into how we can find a way to resolve this matter. There's been several rounds of discussions on a without prejudice basis with the developer and with would-be interested third parties to see whether we can come to a deal that allows for the continued completion of the site and for it to become a up and running and open hotel. Those discussions are ongoing. The government, for its part, is prepared to do everything that we can within our fiscal space to get this project completed. Thank you.
The Prime Minister said.
Thank you very much for that, and I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? How do you? Any suggestions? As Rena stated, as to what transpired between that developer and the former administration, it is not totally clear. So it's a bit difficult to really put this into the right perspective. But what are your thoughts? The new administration is willing, as Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell said, willing within its fiscal space to see how best that they can facilitate the resumption of the work that will lead to the completion of that project. And trust me, it is in prime location. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Innocent, and morning to your listeners and viewers. I like to take a different approach to situation than average person. And in this case, I would like to suggest that we take a serious look at this thing and the consistency in the former administration, particularly the leader, what he have done to us. If you look at the Grenada situation and many other situations, we have been put into a situation that we have to pay when those things were necessary. I, as an individual, never support anything to do with citizen by investment. Nonetheless, like the Taiwanese situation, when I did not support the relationship with Grenada and Taiwan, yet how the relationship was ended cannot be justified, and it cost us in the end because Taiwan took us to court. It is a consistent, dysfunctional pattern of behavior in that kind of leader. Put us in all kind of expense.
But caller, could you just pause for a second? In all fairness, in a democracy, all right, do you think the leader has the sole say? I mean, decisions of that magnitude, wouldn't it be, how do I refer to it? Wouldn't it be a decision that the cabinet would make, the government would make? The leader alone, can he make such a decision?
In a sense, let's not be hypocritical. Let's not be pretentious. You know that there was only yes men and women around this man.
I don't know that. I can't say that.
Well, I'm telling you that. And some other people said that. Which one of them when they resigned? I mean...
no names, please. No names, please.
No, I'm just thinking about people who fell out of the system. And say that I think the former opposition leader, Tobias Clement, I think I could call his name. It's only a yes man around this man. Nobody could have challenged him. I mean, and put us in all the expense. And if some of the people who then got around him are honest, who made statement and public platform before, we will see. So we have to look at that and not necessarily sugarcoat it. This man has put us in so much expense. It's like a man inviting a woman to dinner, and in the end, who has to pay for the dinner? The woman.
Okay.
I mean, this guy? I mean, it angers me.
Okay.
So let's not go around the circle. I mean, it's unfortunate. We will have to find a solution to that.
Okay. All right, thank you, caller. I got. 24 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
All right. I've been listening to you. And that caller there, I fully agree with him because you're trying to say something you cannot find something to say. What he's been saying is the truth. So don't next time just out and listen. Please, morning.
Okay, good caller. 24 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. 435-2041, that's the number to call to get in on the conversation. And one of our WhatsApp users says, that is a serious liability left behind by the previous administration. We are cornered with this one, but government has to make an effort because we cannot leave it as an eyesore on a famous Grandans beach. That's correct. Let's head back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
I want to know, who makes up a government? That's the first question. You don't go to answer it. Although you're innocent and you're capable of answering it. But I want to continue with my saying. I cannot see how you have representative in a country, in different parts of the country, and you are allowing one man to rule all the other people. That shows what sort of a representative we had. As far as I'm concerned, I don't hope these new representatives are doing the same, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not criticizing this representative, because all what I'm hearing is the Prime Minister would do that and the this would do that. Not the government would do that. I feel all the people who are representing us, or who are supposed to be representing us, underline the word suppose, should take part in such activity and don't leave the decision alone. I wanted to say the Prime Minister, but to a Prime Minister. Because if I say the Prime Minister, everybody would think I'm criticizing. So in future, I feel everybody and these people who are representing us must demand, anytime this thing is raising up its ugly head again, is to tell the people so that they would nip it in the blood. The people would nip it in the blood. This is what I cannot understand.
Okay.
It's not a one-man show we have in Grenada.
Okay. Thank you, caller.
Very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Innocent. You're not so innocent, you know.
Left
you
me.
made a good point. In fact, our points are good. You made a point in when you said, when you asked a question, if the Prime Minister is the only man or something so.
All right. Have a good one, caller.
Thank you very much.
Good. Bye-bye. Now, it is an established fact, right, that any good leader must have certain dictatorial traits, okay? You're expected to lead, so you must be able to dictate certain things. But in a democracy, there must be consensus. That's my take. Good morning.
Hi, Gordon. Good morning. Listen, come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, into this Prime Minister bashing thing. I'm not into that. You know, every leader makes mistakes, okay? And why we always bashing Dr. Kit Mitchell? Why we always bashing him? He did not put the country into ruin. He did not. Okay?
Okay.
Deacon Mitchell met...
The Honorable Deacon Mitchell, please.
Oh, come on. He is the Prime Minister. I could say Deacon Mitchell. Come on.
I would not endorse that.
No. But Innocent. I'm calling you Innocent now. I said, good morning, Gordon. Right? Look, let us stop this, because we prospered under Kit Mitchell, didn't we?
You tell me.
Huh?
You tell me.
But we did.
Okay.
We did. Come on, so stop. I would encourage Grenadians, stop bashing Kit Mitchell, please.
Okay, caller, thank you. Thank you very much. It's 29 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's the time. Let me see what's happening on our Facebook platform. All right. Some kind of communication has broken down somewhere, and it should be resolved better than that. So says Veronica Sandy. Yeah, well. Neil McMill, what caused the matter to be at this stage? That's what we're trying to ascertain. Agatha Spice. Oh, only an emoji. 30 minutes after 7 o'clock, we take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Did you know that our changing climate is disrupting weather patterns and continues to cause more intense weather systems. Did you know that at least 3/4 of natural disasters are water-related and their intensity and frequency is increasing? Did you know that rising sea levels can cause our fresh water to become contaminated or salty? These are just some of the realities that will be examined in our new series, Our Climate Reality, which premieres on Wednesday, February 1st from 8 p.m. on all GBN platforms. Our Climate Reality will engage local, regional, and international stakeholders in this fight to preserve our planet and our most precious resources. Our Climate Reality, brought to you in part by the Grenada Climate Resilient Water Sector and Habats.
Paging all Grenadians at home and in the diaspora to be part of the journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future as we get ready to celebrate our 49th anniversary of independence. Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Events to be observed for our 49th anniversary of independence include table tennis tournament at the CSA building, February 3rd and February 4th. Independence Calypso Finals, Sutter's Bus Terminal, 8 p.m. February 3rd, February 4th. Open water swimming competition, Grand Mall Beach at 9 a.m. and beach tennis at Grandad's Beach from 11 a.m. Also the Independence Boxing Tournament, February 4th, 8 p.m. at the Youth Center, National Independence Church Service, Grenada Trade Center, Sunday, February 5th, 3 p.m. National Colors Day, the Inter-Ministerial Display, and the 49th Cultural Extravaganza, 7 p.m. at the Granville Burst Terminal, February 6th. Then the Made in Grenada Expo, Military Parade and Rally, 10 a.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, Tuesday, February 7th. Happy 49th, Grenada.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Yes, good day, it's the boy Graphics, and I'm fully endorsing 473 Colors Boat Ride is happening this Saturday aboard the Rum Runner 2. You know the code, get your ticket $65, barbecue included. We boarding 7, we sailing 8 o'clock. Graphics and the full team gonna be on the boat and we outside this Saturday. Don't miss it, you know. Rep your color, bring out your family, bring out your friends. Sailing the ICs, Rum Runner 2, look out. We're coming up 98 to the world.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning. Let's head straight to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program. I'm good.
All right. Yeah, well, I am happy that they're trying to resolve this problem because that thing creates a lot of problem. Number one, the road. Since that hotel started building, the road get damaged up and up to now, it's just like that. It's very bad. I live in the neighborhood, and that project, we suffer so much with this dust that was coming from there. You have to lock up the house whole day. Then you just paint, then all the paint get damaged. Then one of the things is, I think that even though if it was me and I going to stop that project, I would have let it reach to the stage where they cover all steel, because that is, in a sense, going to create more problem, because for the time that steel stay exposed with the sea blast, it's going to be a problem. So you're going to let it just cover, cast off all the steel and let it cover. And then, look, even a Grenadian lost his life there. There's so many different things. So I think that project, they should really try to get that resolved.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. All right, 24 minutes on to 7 o'clock. The other topic for discussion this morning, while we leave this one open still, all right, you can comment on it if you want. I'd like us to hear from the attorneys as they make that plea to the authorities to address with urgency the adequate court facility issue. The TV producer is going to play that clip. Like I said, you can still call in on the previous topic as well. All right?
To continue in the stadium, there is need for some reconfiguration of the stadium to accommodate the trial of 6 accused. The space is there, of course there is adequate space, but one of the primary issues, as defense counsel have raised, is the layout of the present court that sits in the stadium. So we expect, if there is no resolution before then, or a certain course of action taken in relation to the accused and the prosecution's case, then if the matter is going to trial, the stadium will be properly configured to accommodate the trial.
Attorney Ferguson noted that for accused persons to get a fair trial, there must be appropriate facilities.
What is referred to as the Saigon murder trial involving 6 accused was slated to for today, in fact since last week, but it has been adjourned. 4 of the accused are on remand pending trial, 2 are on bail, and the matter has been adjourned to June 5th, 2023.
He was speaking against the backdrop of the 5-year-old Kendall Smith murder case. Smith reportedly died as a result of hypovolemic shock and polytrauma after receiving several chop wounds around his body. The murder-accused men, Alpheus Thomas, Chevon Thomas, Ronnie Thomas, Micah Stephen, Robert Stephen, and Tyrell Stephen, were represented by different attorneys. Jury selection and the trial was slated for today before Madam Justice Victoria Charles Clark at the St. George's No. 2 High Court, and was once again deferred to another date in June. Attorney Jerry Edwin says there is need for further discussion to smooth out the issue.
That matter has been put over so that the parties can continue to discuss a way to resolve this matter. We are in discussion. That is, we, the defense counsels, are in discussion with the Director of Public Prosecution.
Thank you very much. And yeah, that's what this is all about. How important and how urgent do you think we can deal with this? The upgrading of the court facilities to facilitate swift justice. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Innocent. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I want to give a little 2 pence on the project.
Please.
Do you remember growing up, Granny used to tell us how checks bring yourself so to give it can't stick? You can roll on the ground. Do what you up yourself, and when come from me to wash, you want a gent to wash? No, man. Anyhow, I just want to say I'm happy for the talk between the Prime Minister, between the government and the the investor. But I just hope and pray that he ain't go harsh on us because he lose a lot of money. I just hope he could ease up the tension and the pressure and don't look back for every dollar he lose because we going to get stick and blue soap and brush and we back again because everything is we that have to pay back the money. So, Mr. Deacon and your team, I hope and pray that all could come up with a good discussion that the investor don't look back for everything that he lost. Okay. And we get it a little light and we're back in this country. But it's a good project. Grenadian going to get job and things going to be nice.
Okay. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. Yeah. In the field of international business, the dollars matter, man. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Yeah, looking at the project based on what has been done, I think at the end of the day, if the investor have Grenada at heart, I think he would sit and iron out the issues that he has or that was created with the last administration. Because at the end of the day, Grenada could lose a lot. If he decided that he does not want to continue with the project, he wants out, then the administration probably now, even before, if it comes to that, should be looking for a new investor to finish the project. Because at the end of the day, the only repercussion with that, I think, is that Grenada will be in debt to that investor probably for the next 20 years or more because they will not be making anything much apart from the people who are working there on that project, because they'll have to pay back the investor, obviously, before any money could be going into the coffers of the government. So I think, in fairness, the investor, if he loved Grenada and his reason for coming to Grenada was because of having an interest in Grenada, I think he should sit with the administration and try and iron out the problems that they have. And at the end of the day, I think everybody is going to gain from it one way or the other.
Caller, let me ask you a quick question before you run off. Do you honestly believe that when investors come to, the key word here is investor, do you think they come to Grenada to do business because they love Grenada so much, or they look for the business opportunities that lie there?
I believe most of them is because they've looked for the business opportunity, not so much because they love Grenada. They may fall in love with Grenada after.
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, but I believe, if I leave Grenada and go somewhere to invest, at the end of the day, I may not love the country, but I see potential in that country where I can do well. Eventually, I may fall in love with the country, but I don't think any investor really and truly come here because they love, but they may like Grenada, and then later on fall in love with Grenada.
Yeah.
But I think the money is the first and foremost, because nobody is going to invest in anything if they know they're not going to make a profit.
Of course. Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Have a good one. Mm-hmm. All right, let me go to the WhatsApp page. Someone says, Keith almost made the country ungovernable. Thank God for this intervention. All right. Good morning, caller.
Yes, Mr. Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
In this clip that was played concerning this investment, the CBI, no, you notice they didn't say that they don't know what transpired between the government and the investor. His friend. So to whatever seemed to have happened is a personal something. Is that some kind of personal thing took place between the former prime minister and the developer. They did not say the government of Grenada. Now that shows a reflection and the kind of behavior that exists in administration. They have the personal side and they have the government side. When it is convenient for them for the personal thing, they go personal. When it is convenient for them to go for government, they go government. And in this one, it seems like it's a personal thing. So if the man they stop the project is a personal vendetta to get even with the investor. And sometimes again, it comes under the project, they cover up the relationship under CDI. But we don't know what is the relationship other than that. So we have to look at it from all angles.
Okay. All right. Thank you, caller. All right. Quickly at our Facebook platform, Judy G.E. Baca, and that's some names, boy, says, "Good morning, Innocent. The caller is not incorrect by saying Deacon Mitchell. Honorable before the names of the Prime Minister and his cabinet is not necessary outside of the Houses of Parliament." Okay, thank you. I just think it sounds, it sounds better. Well, you're right, huh? And I know that it's in the House of, but okay. Marilyn Gordon, good morning, Gordon, and all the viewers. Good morning to you also, Marilyn. 435-2041, that's the number to call. Veronica Sandy says, "You are so right, caller. Money talks." And I can't say the rest. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for welcoming. I wanted to say again, but people will say we have a contact, so I won't say again. When I looked at what is happening with the previous government and the investor, nobody knows, as the last lady said, what is going underneath. That is why I said at the beginning that the government should be involved in any investment in, I'm in Grenada, so I don't care what happened abroad. In Grenada, everybody must be involved. All the parliamentarians, all the people who represent us. This is what we want. It's not a one-man show we live in Grenada. One man cannot do it.
Okay.
Because except you have eyes in back of your head or in the front of your head and all other parts of the body. You cannot see everything. In fact, maybe why we go into that, maybe we didn't have a good attorney general. Maybe. I hope we have a good one to advise us now. You have to see beyond the immediate front of you. You have to see the back of you, on the side of you, all part of your body as I am advisor or as attorney general once you're working for the government.
Okay. Thank you, caller. Thank you. Good. 12 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers. 8 o'clock workers. Yeah, you should be almost there now. 435-2041, that's the number. We've got a commercial break coming up. Let's see if we can get a call before that. All right, we take a commercial break, our final commercial break in the program, and we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Celebrate
Celebrate 49 years of independence with LA Purcell when you shop at our stores. Save big on lumber, hardware, and furniture when you shop from January 26th to February 6th. Visit our stores today and check out our specially marked items. Price to go. Don't miss out on this independence sale. 49 years never felt so good at your favorite LA. Shop today and save the LA way.
You ate well, drank, and indulged, laughed, and had so much fun for the festive season. But now it's time. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Start the year right with your health as a priority. Cleanse and flush your blood, liver, and kidneys with quality herbs and supplements. Purchase one of our detox combo packs starting from $100. Purchase a full body detox pack starting from $500. Get 10% off on colonic irrigation. Get a chance to win a free colonic irrigation treatment and product coupons with every purchase. We are located in Grenada, minutes before the Food Fair Shopping Center, immediately opposite the old Capital Bank building in the Regency Commercial Suites. Give us a call at 231-6642 or 418-7115 or visit nirvana.gd for more info. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. This offer is valid until March 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. This is the final 8 minutes of the program. 8 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time. We've got a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning. All right, we seem to have lost that caller. 435-2041, that's the number to call. Let's see what's happening on our Facebook platform. Yeah, right. Good morning, Mr. Gordon. Why are these callers only frustrating themselves? Man cannot resolve problems. Only God the Almighty. Okay, that's true. So says Indra Maras. Let's head to the telephone line. Good morning.
Yeah, Innocent, in terms of the question of the judiciary, with the lawyer speaking, it raises a number of questions. What priority did we give to the court system? If the court system is part of the governance structure and is part of the three, the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative, it shows that there was really good governance, because it means that the lawyers and other people within the system been asking for redress for so long, and it ties back. When again, with some of the things that have happened, all the debts we have had to pay, if this money was being channeled to whether it's the judiciary or even the health system, and when people, we have to be honest with ourselves, and I don't think there's a shortage of honesty among our people. We need to look at things squarely and fairly and look at it, not try to make things look nice.
Okay.
We are in a bad state, and that's because of bad leadership in the past.
All right, thank you. 6 minutes on to the 8 o'clock hour. That is the time. 435-2041. That's the number. Let's head back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Center.
Welcome.
How are you?
I am alive and thankful. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, okay. I sit back listening to the program and very much attention over the past weeks. And referring to the poor and vulnerable. Grenadian people, let me have a close look and a serious look. Over the past 30 years or so,
which administration ruled Grenada for the most? NMP ruled Grenada for 24 plus years. I subject to correction. All right? Who is the one that should be blamed for the poor and vulnerable? Them have all the opportunity in the world to make people's life better over the past 30 years because they were in power, as I said, subject to correction, over 24 years. So that leads me to say, based on my observation and reality and facts, if we are today stressing so much on the poor and vulnerable, take a closer look.
Okay.
Be honest to ourselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you, caller.
I'm finishing now. This government, for the past almost years, each time what you find, the poor and vulnerable being increased. Each year, the poor and the vulnerable being increased. So who is the one responsible for it? Is the NNP, and it's point blank to say. It is no rocket science to understand that.
Okay.
Each year it has been increasing, the poor and vulnerable, so they're responsible for it. Instead of fixing for the amount of years, they were in power to make people life better.
All right.
Okay, have a blessing, my brother.
You too. All right, good. Not necessarily in the line of the topic, but the people's voices must be heard. You understand? And that's what we do. That's the way we do it. 4 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time. 435-2041. That's the number to call. Let's head back to the telephone line. Good morning. Hi, good morning. Hi, welcome to the program.
Yes. Was this investor from Switzerland?
Say that?
Was this investor from Switzerland?
I am not certain.
Okay.
That's all? All right. 435-2041, 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock, 3 minutes away from that bulletin of news from the BBC. And we do have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir. I just want to make a comment. After the storm in 2007, Minister of Overseas Development came to Grenada, and I was in the British Embassy, and he alluded that the British government gave £15 million to fix back the parliament, with that building by the church. Okay. And I'm always wondering why that building was not fixed back, where the money went, and, that the courthouse continue there.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There are more questions than answers. 2 minutes away from the BBC. And this is going to be your final call. Good morning, caller.
Yes. This gentleman who called and talks about the number of years, I keep saying that these people who talk about poverty, Grenadians have become poorer with every consecutive year of the reign of the Grenadian administration. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Thank you. Magdalene Andrew, why not allow the people to speak? Why cut them short? Who does that? I don't. Magdalene Andrews, I don't cut people short. I think I am the most lenient as it relates to giving people the opportunity to speak. I've been cautioned so many times as it relates to cut the call short, but I believe in engaging in conversation. So if you think that I'm cutting people off, I think you're mistaken. All right? Sorry to disappoint you. I don't cut people off. All right? Okay, folks, this is where we've got to wrap up the program for today. And all those of you who participated one way or the other, whether it's on the WhatsApp platform or the Facebook platform, or you just listened, thank you for being a part of the program. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll have another conversation tomorrow. Until then, bye.